Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. An absolute pleasure to meet you all virtually. Hi. Maybe you could kick off with a brief introduction to wedding season. What can people expect? And tell us a bit about each of your characters. I don't know what to start.
Would I love to kick this off? Yes. What can people expect? I think people can expect to the unexpected. I don't know if that's cliche to say, but it's honestly, I have seen a few episodes and every time I'm surprised by how quickly it just turns left or right, like hard right. And it's so brilliant. What Ollie, the writer, has done is just create something where you think, oh, I'm in it for the butterfly feeling of love, or I'm in it for the thrill, and it just keeps moving like that.
The shift through genres, we go from kind of rom-com to then action to then thriller.
Yeah.
I think it will really keep the audience guessing.
Very, very
for
clever.
sure. Mm-hmm.
And I play Jackson, who's in this friendship group of Stefan, and he's I would say he likes to poke at the status quo a little bit. Everyone is trying to get married during this wedding season, and he's the one that tries to go. But why?
I play Layla, also one of the friends, but she is also Stefan's lawyer. So she is in that world as well as this world, and she's marrying.
I play Neil, and that's who Layla gets married to. And he is, a very warm, kind-hearted kind of fella in the group, and again, part of Stefan's friendship group, and those are the relationships really.
And like you said, what really struck me is how it does kind of keep surprising you, particularly on genre. Are we watching a rom-com? No, it's more of an action thriller. There's, kind of the adventure aspects. But it also seemed very relatable, particularly to me as like a British millennial, and really tap in to that certain time in your life when you're going from wedding to wedding, and there's all these sort of anxieties, and actually everybody's living very different lives, but you're kind of expected to kind of go down this like treadmill. So could you really relate to that script, and was that a real draw for you?
I think so, yeah. We're all at the age-ish where we go to loads of weddings, so it was fun to sort of get to do that. And some of the weddings we had were amazing. I think we have there's 7 weddings in total in the show. And they are all completely different, and the production design is amazing on all of them. So to get to just be a guest and sit there and judge everyone is great.
I guess, like you're saying as well, going off of arriving at a point, which a pivotal point in these people's lives at this age, which is kind of thinking about marriage and weddings and all this stuff. I think that's what people will find quite relatable about the show. Arriving at that moment, whether you're ready to get married or if you're about to fall in love, or maybe you've just fallen out of love, all those questions. I think people will find that quite a tangible world. So
yeah, I think for me personally as well, like trying to fit into what society expects, and then especially growing up now in an age where expectations are literally like bashed down and you start seeing them clearly and going, why are we doing that? Why have we always done that? And I think Jackson especially, I relate to him so much because I'm constantly like, but I'm not sure about that. And it's just fun playing around with all these weddings. I think going on to, and all the costumes that we got to wear. Phenomenal. Like getting to go to 7 weddings, and dressing up, and it's brilliant.
And the other thing that I really felt is that you must have just had so much fun making the series, and the chemistry that you have between you all, and it really feels like a fully fledged friendship group. So was there a lot of time to kind of rehearse beforehand, and what was that all like on set?
I think we just got so lucky. I think what helped, we had a week rehearsal. I just finished a job in Manchester, which is where we shot. So I took it upon myself to be the social coordinator of the group. So we did escape rooms like every weekend.
Crystal Maze.
We did Crystal Maze.
Yeah.
We lived together as well, which I don't think happens very often in jobs, but we all lived together. So honestly, it was horrible to watch. We loved each other so much. People probably hated it.
Yeah, we had that one day at the beach because you had some rehearsals, but I think that there was one day where we had our first scene, the 5 of us together, and I think it was it took about 5 seconds for us to look at each other and go, "This is going to be fun." It's just sometimes it's hard to explain, but when it just clicks, it's the same with normal friendships, and I think we've really become really good friends because you just find people that match your energy. It's been brilliant.
And in particular, of course, with Gavin and Rosa right at the center, and the chemistry between those two, and kind of how they maybe slightly go against the stereotypical characters of kind of the male and the female, in rom-coms. So I was kind of really enjoying all of that. So was it also great to see those two working together?
Yeah, for sure. I think their chemistry, you can tell, is palpable when you see them on screen together. And they complement each other and offset each other and all those things. And I think those two, I think people will, again, that will keep people guessing so much too.
I think so. I think it's so magical with their chemistry is just, it's obviously so palpable, like you said, and then it's that what Ollie's done with the script, because you root for them so much. It's constantly trying to figure out these characters still, but you're in love with them. It's brilliant.
Mm-hmm. And I believe it's also Disney's first kind of British set series, and I think there's something great about what it captures about kind of living in contemporary Britain, and not just the humor but its diversity. So do you feel quite kind of proud to be part of that project and kind of represent our culture in that way?
Yeah, and it feels like we've got it right. I mean, I hope people like it. It does feel like we represent, modern people our age going to weddings, messing about with their mates, and to be Disney's first UK one, it does feel like it's the right show. And I do feel like we've got it right.
Modern relationships and being fully representative as well of all people too. I guess, like you were saying, is the real draw to this show, I think, as well. And I think they have done a great job with that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many aspects there's so many different types of relationships, friendships, love, and the different types of love that show up that Ollie's written about, and it's exciting to see that in this modern version. Yeah.
And I thought it was quite sweet. I read in the production notes about Oliver saying that also for him it was about how falling in love felt to him, not this kind of cozy thing, sort of comfortable thing that you see normally in rom-coms, but actually is kind of stressful and exciting and more like a roller coaster. So, in what sense what do you hope people take away from watching it, and what does it have to say about friendship and love in the modern day?
Well, I think if you look, a lot of the episodes follow Layla and Neil planning their wedding. And I mean, we show how stressful it is.
Yeah,
there is quite little love at the beginning of ours. And our wedding day all comes together. But like we show that version of, two people, both of them who work full-time jobs whilst trying to, plan a wedding, and just how stressful it is. And then I think with all of our weddings, we sort of check a box. We smash everyone, like every different end of the spectrum of what people want from their wedding. And
it's messy, right? It feels like, and that's what Ollie's exploring in the scripts as well, is that, not everything is plain sailing, even for two people who are meant for each other. Do you know what I mean? It can be messy, and, there are different types of love. So yeah, I think that's what's cool about it.
It's that roller coaster feeling that you said in life. It's palpable in life, and then you have it on screen now. Brilliant.
And did you have one particular favorite moment on set? 'Cause I know there were a lot of stunts and all these different locations. So was there a favorite moment for each of you?
I loved Lorna's wedding, which I think is episode 3.
Yeah. Is it?
It's the production design is amazing, and it's so nostalgic. She marries her driving instructor, so the whole wedding theme is learning to drive. There was a car in the middle of the aisle. It's so good. That was my favorite.
Yeah, absolutely, for me too. I just remember Callie and I, we had these balloons on set, just wedding balloons, and we just constantly we were genuinely cracking up, and I think it became part of the show just because we can hide it.
We just held the balloons
in front of our face, hoping that the camera wouldn't catch it, and I think it's just become part of the episode. Which is so funny.
It's a real cop out as well, but I'd say the same. That wedding was, I think the art department on that wedding did such an amazing job. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it just, everything works, every little detail.
Even the buffet. I don't even think the buffet is in shot, but there was a buffet that was just so perfect. It was just like the worst buffet you've ever seen. It was so good.
Sausage rolls and cheese and pineapple.
Yeah, literally.
Absolutely.
I'm out of time, but it's been such a pleasure to speak to all of you, and I can't wait for everyone else to get stuck into wedding season. Thanks so much.
Thanks very much. Lovely to meet you.
Bye. Thanks.